How's it going, everyone? It's GadgetsBoy. Welcome to another video. In this one right now, I'm driving the brand new Range Rover. This is a 3-litre, 6-cylinder, twin turbocharged diesel engine, and it's also mild hybrid. So I'm currently driving down this nice country lane just to see some more driving style that this thing is capable of doing. It's actually a really beautiful car, and it's one of the most luxurious cars or SUVs perhaps that you can actually drive or be inside of. They've thought about everything from the way that the material inside of this car feels, how comfortable the ride is, and even what they've done with technology inside of the car. We've got the latest Pivot Pro in here, which is a 13.1-inch display. We've got this nice steering wheel with all the nice stitching, the leather material that's used in here. I love the two-tone colors that's going on inside of the car as well. So it looks absolutely beautiful, and even for the passengers at the back, you got plenty of leg room, plenty of knee room. Headroom is plenty as well. You got that armrest in the middle, which you can deploy the cup holders or tuck it away if you don't want to use it. You got a little space in there as well. Let's just overtake safely this bike cyclist there we go. And so it's got so much going for it that makes it so luxurious. It's nice and quiet in here as well. In fact, it's one of the most quietest cabin I've been inside whilst I'm driving. They've got microphones outside and monitors the sound outside, and then you've got speakers in here that kind of cancels out that noise as well. So it's a bit of a smart technology if you ask me, which is fantastic. I think elsewhere we'll look at the design of the car. Outside looks really good. I think they've done some subtle updates to the front of the car, new grille, those slim headlights, the daylight running lights, they look really good.
On the back we have a new slim vertical tail light, which I think looks much better, and if you ask me, I prefer the back of the car to the front in terms of the styling. The boot space is huge, and to make things easier for the user, you can open the bottom half of the boot to allow for easy entry, and there's more. You can also add extras for picnics, and there's even another section that can be opened up to secure your luggage in place. Inside the boot, you also have some buttons that's there to adjust the ride height, again to help you to get into the boot easier, and you can even electronically deploy the tow bar and stow it away as well. What do you think of the rear styling? Let me know in the comments below. Over to the side, there aren't many creases. In fact, the whole car looks like it's been molded out of one single block of material. The door handle sits flush with the car body when closed, and the top half seamlessly just connects with the body, giving that frameless sort of look. The mirrors are huge as well for great visibility, and this is available in a long wheelbase version too to make things even longer if you wanted it to. I love the Batumi gold color that we've got here. It adds to its elegance and commanding presence on the road. It has plenty of ground clearance, and thanks to that air suspension, you can go even higher when needed. On the inside, things look and feel very luxurious. It's the creme de la creme of SUV interiors that I've been in a while, apart from the likes of the Bentayga and your Rolls-Royce, Cullinan and so on, which kind of sits on the same sort of level, I'd say, although some cost a bit more than the Range Rover. From the stitching to the quality of materials used, it just feels so plush. You have that Polino perforated semi-aniline leather seats, dual-tone styling, 20-way heated and ventilated electronic front seats with power recline heated and ventilated rear seats. There's also that Meridian signature sound system, which we know that works really well, sounds amazing, and even the natural black birch veneer looks great as well. Of course, on this one we have that £3,000 worth of extras, some which are worth it, some are just a bit extra, like that £150 auto folding load space cover, but that £120 domestic plug socket at the back I'd totally pay for. In the back, the luxurious feel carries on. The panoramic sunroof adds to the spacious feel of the car, and it stretches from the front all the way to the back. For the passengers, you have plenty of knee room and space to let your feet just rest. And the headroom is the same as well. It feels just like a high ceiling home. You even get the privacy blinds as extra options. You can even recline the seats to get even more comfortable. In the middle is an armrest that's soft on the elbow. You have a button to deploy the cup holders, and you even get a small space to place your documents, for example. You can control the climate in the back, and you can even sit comfortably in the middle, and I'm about 5'11", so there's no problems there for me at all. Passengers at the back also gets 2 USB-C ports and a full plug socket. By the way, you can spec this up for more seats in the back, and you can even have a fridge placed in that middle depending on the wheelbase you go for. Back up front, there are fewer buttons, and the climate controls have been consolidated, so you have to push or pull to operate different modes. It can get annoying when controlling it, as you end up pushing the gear shifter by accident, but there's nothing to worry about. It won't change the gear in motion. You have no physical buttons for the vents, and the same for the passengers in the rear seats. You only get one USB-C port and a wireless charging mat for your phone and a dial for different drive terrain selection. To make up for the lack of some physical buttons, you get a big 13.1-inch PV Pro display that's responsive and sharp, and a big instrument cluster, and you even get a head-up display. As for the infotainment system, you can swipe across for your tiles and widgets, and you can even modify it and add more to the screen. It might stutter a little at first once you've added extra things on it, because it's waiting for it to be populated, but once it's populated, it's nice and smooth. And I love the quick settings options where you can quickly change the sound settings. Hitting the car icon on the right, you can select the ride height options and drive options like the engine auto start stop and the DSC. In the menu, you can adjust seating positions for the driver and the passenger. In the climate menu, you can adjust the vents for the front and rear passengers. You can have a look at the air quality. You can even get exterior air quality index data, providing you have the connection available. Under the camera menu, you can clean the cameras and have a 3D view of the car, which is useful as it's a large vehicle. The off-roading camera allows you to see each wheel in action and see what they're doing, and you can even see how power is being distributed. What I so love with this camera is you can see exactly where the tires are, so when you can't see properly from up top, this allows you to see where you're going, and this is kind of useful if you live in London as well, when you have to go through those narrow roads. If you've ever gone through Battersea Bridge, you know exactly where I'm talking about. Hitting that towing function, you can electronically deploy the tow bar and stow it away in minutes. You have that 4x4 eye, which gives you all the off-roading options you need, like altitude, weight sensing and terrain info. Weight in depth on this is in tune of 900mm, which is pretty good. That rotary dial that I mentioned earlier before allows you to select between comfort, grass, gravel, snow, mud ruts, sand, rock crawl and wade. There are also the dynamic and eco modes as well. One menu I find really useful, which most people probably don't talk about, is the dimensions options, which you can easily use to check the car's height and width in meters or feet, which is great. It means when you're driving through narrow places, you can easily have access to the information that you need. More tech is available, like the park assist, which helps you find a parking spot and help you park your car in the position. It can perform parallel parking, bay parking, you got forward out and reverse out maneuvers to the right or left. Finally, we also have Alexa, which allows you to play music, get directions and control your smart home devices. For safety options available, we have plenty here. We got things like collision avoidance, cruise and speed assistance, driver condition monitoring and low speed maneuvering. Of course, you can connect your smartphone as well, so you can get things like Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, so you can connect wirelessly or wired. The driver instrument cluster is also digital and dynamic, so you can adjust the information displayed and also adjust the head-up display settings. So, how does it drive? I would describe the driving style as patient. You can't be in a rush when driving the new Range Rover. It's a large vehicle and you feel it when you're driving around town. You need that extra caution when turning and taking corners, as the weight does shift within the corners. Although for a large vehicle, it's still pretty amazing how great this is in corners, thanks to the anti-roll bars. You do get a better turning circle compared to the previous generation with that rear wheel that also turns when needed. Where the Range Rover does really shine though is on the motorway, where you can stick in cruise control and it's so smooth, quiet and just glides. The steering is super light but precise and still engaging. It's 3 litre, 6 cylinder, 350 horsepower, twin turbocharged diesel, mild hybrid, all-wheel drive engine will give you the maximum speed of 145 miles per hour and will accelerate from 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds. As it's a large vehicle, you also have excellent visibility. A digital head mirror is there as well. It's high up, which you'll notice when you pull up next to a bus. You notice you're the same height as the bus driver. For just over 124,000 with all the extras added, this high specification equipment version is probably the one that I'd go for with all the tech inside. But if you're going to be driving around town doing those school runs, for example, you probably want to go for the plug-in hybrid version, which means you'll be saving a lot of money on fuel. Over to you though, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any questions, drop them there as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please do like it, share it as well. And if this is your first time around here, please do subscribe and hit the bell notification so you get notified every time we upload a new video up on the channel like this one. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.